what many people don't know, many of us, we don't know the purpose of these tables. We don't know the purpose of dialogue. We don't know the purpose why people must meet.
Okay.
I want to tell you one thing. For example, in 1980, irrespective of that confusion that was there, do you know that on some rallies, you could have a DP rally addressed by a UPC person? Have you ever realized that?
Without hostility.
Yes. The DP rally, for example, that opened at the City Square in 1980 was addressed by Rakasisi before Semogere came to talk.
And there were the Michael Kagwas around.
Yeah, exactly. No.
The activists then.
So that is why we need to say, why did I say that things finally end on the table? Even in war, the victors, those who have won, somehow, behind the door, or sometimes in public space, they talk to those they have defeated. Why? In the process, for example, you could have what we call prisoners of war. The one who defeated us, and you don't know where he's keeping them, you also have. And because you are the victor, he could have taken you a Kagwanjala.
Okay, do you find it feasible or imaginable that under the current circumstances, take for instance, when you look at that footage, would you expect an NRM to come and address that rally?
If there were, and if either side had sanity, it would be. Because after all, even after all this, they are ending up in the same house. They will end up in the same meetings, depending on what they want to establish.
But again, there is also something very significant
Yes.
that maybe you're not focusing on. There is a jostling for crowds. You see, everyone now wants to make an impression. Do we need to read so much into what these crowds really speak to?
You can, but sometimes when you look at them, I want you to look at them at a very critical eye. Many of them are adjusted in the rooms. Actually, you can see somebody talking and there is vigor, but when he calls for a response, you hear the voices. Then when he raises hands and people rise, you can count. And you know, here there are some numbers added, but in the process of adding, they did not adhere to a system that they should also raise their hands. It is going on. And I'm seeing it on many platforms. Because
the superficial
crowds.
Politics of crowds.
Exactly. And that's not what we want. If Ugandans are just looking for crowds, some of these crowds are gathered. You see, I want you, if you really, you have a crowd, you have come to Mawanga, then the Mawanga community comes in those big numbers. But you come to Mawanga, Mawanga has generally a population of about 200 people. Now you have 1,200. Then at the end of the day, when the voting comes...
Mawanga has 200 voters. But the turn-up is too huge.
Yes. You can even not voters, as a population. Then at the end of the day, begin saying, but here we had big numbers. Why are we having fewer votes? All that. That's why, therefore, we need some scientific teams helping our prosperous presidents, okay, to manage. Otherwise, anxiety and excitement, if it prevails.
Yeah, but crowds influence perception, don't they?
And perception of who?
Of the kind of person. They will say that person is magnetic.
Those are just assumptions. You see, I have forgotten the book. I should have recommended you to go and read it. It is about whatever, and attitude measurements. I think it has perception, and attitude measurements. I last read it in 1983. I think I should look it up because I know I have it in my library. I should look it up and read again. Probably next time when I have an opportunity like this one, I tell the people, you see, attitudes, perceptions, also don't work forever. They work for a short time.
Historically,
Yes.
during such a season, would now be mapping out strongholds, giving indicators that, this person is making inroads here because he's doing A, B, C, D. He's taking these particular initiatives. Do you see this happening, or has there been a shift that we are now looking at politics from the surface?
And they would be happening, but the worry is, while these 8 candidates appear to be in a comfort zone, the other candidates that will support them as they achieve, if they achieved power, are not in any comfort zone. Because we still have a hangover of what happened in Kololo, or the hangover that has happened recently when they released also results. Of course, the other parties may not have such a problem because for them, the numbers they want front don't cover many areas. And that's the practice in all politics globally, that you will have 2 or 3.
Okay, what's pretty evident is that NUP had made inroads in Uganda in 2021. What is their stake now?
They still have, but it will be affected by the quarrels that you see pursuing. Many people actually don't take them seriously. They think there's accusations and counter-accusations. Those are just grieved because they did not get. Those ones are also liars. They sold, okay? They favored. And they're writing bad words, which I don't want. And actually, all that rhetoric, again, plays in the hands of President Museveni. Because President Museveni, I respect him for 2 things. Or for 1 thing, actually. The second one, no. President Museveni is a very, very intolerant person.
Intolerant?
Yes, intolerant. But very, very, what is the right word? Patient. But very, very patient. That even when he is not happy with what you are doing, he can still look on you and he may think but he's intolerant with whatever you are doing, but he's just buying time. And the other thing that...
Let me hear this. President Museveni is intolerant,
very, very
but
intolerant.
Patient.
Very patient. That's why around him, name for me 10 people who returned with him in 1986 from the bush. Name 10.
Chigongo, Narweiso.
You look in what positions?
Chigongo is the 2nd national vice president. Vice chairperson.
When does that office work? It is now working because he's always the chairman.
The campaign.
Yes, and after the campaign, that's the end of the story.
But it's a very powerful office.
The others could be servicemen and servicewomen around him in the position of advisors. Museveni has over 125 advisors, according to the list that I have last seen. When, where, and how do they advise him? Completely nothing. In the executive.
Maybe we are pretty oblivious of
In the executive, probably he has only 1 person so far, General Kahindo Tafire. In the military, sooner than later, he will have none. Not just because they are retired. Even when you retire people, you can keep them for strategic positions because they know the history of how it went. You see? 2, my young brother, center. He starts in people power. Today, I have seen him several times, even in the campaign trail, directly attacking people he worked with in people power, which brought him to Noob. Then, another section of the people who moved with him to Noob, okay? You know, people don't know that there are many other people power people in other political institutions.